Action is hard only for the man who is not one. The divided man tries to act. The undivided man cannot help but move. The divided man tries to act because action is not arising from him, it is being forced on him. There is a split inside. One part wants movement, another part wants comfort, another part wants certainty, another part wants approval. So action becomes a project, something to prepare for, something to psych himself into. That is why he tries. Trying is the language of inner resistance. When a man says, I am trying, what he is really saying is, part of me is pulling forward, part of me is pulling back. The undivided man does not try. There is nothing pulling back. There is no internal counter forcing saying, what if this fails? What will people think? What if I lose comfort? Without that friction, movement is inevitable. Not dramatic, not heroic, inevitable. That is why he cannot help but move. Just as a stone cannot help but fall when there is no hand holding it up. Action for him is not a decision, it is a discharge of energy. Action is hard only for the man who is not one. Action itself has no weight. Life has no resistance to movement. The weight comes from division. When you are not one, every action carries fear of outcome, attachment to image, hope for reward, avoidance of discomfort. So before the body moves, the mind has already exhausted the energy. This is why the divided man feels tired before starting. This is why he needs motivation, discipline, systems, reminders. Those are not tools of strength, they are crutches for fragmentation. The undivided man needs none of this, not because he is special, but because there is no one inside him arguing. When there is no argument, there is no delay. When there is no delay, movement happens on its own. So do not ask, how do I take more action? Ask only one thing, where am I split? Because when the split ends, action will stop being something you do and become something you are. Action is never heavy, conflict is heavy. A man does not struggle because action is difficult, he struggles because he is split. When energy is bold, there is no doer debating with the doing. There is no committee meeting inside the skull. There is no negotiation between fear and desire, image and outcome, success and failure. The undivided man does not take action, he moves. Just as the heart beats and the lungs breathe, action for him is not a step, it is a consequence. For the divided man, every action must be pushed. He must motivate himself, discipline himself, remind himself, threaten himself with future pain or reward. Why? Because one part of him wants movement, another part wants comfort, another part wants approval, another part wants certainty. So before lifting a finger, he has already spent his energy in argument. This is why he feels tired before he begins. The undivided man feels no such weight, not because he is brave, not because he is confident, not because he has clarity about outcomes, but because there is no resistance inside. When there is no resistance, action is silent. Effortless does not mean weak, it means unobstructed. A river does not strain to flow, it flows because nothing inside it is arguing about direction. The moment a man says, I should act but, the heaviness has already entered. That heaviness is not life's demand, it is self division. So understand this deeply. Action does not require force. Force is needed only when energy is fractured. Heal the division, and action will no longer feel like work, it will feel like gravity. Action is never heavy, conflict is heavy. A man does not struggle because action is difficult, he struggles because he is split. Inside him, something wants to move, and something else wants safety, comfort, recognition, certainty. So before the body moves, the mind holds court. Arguments begin, stories are formed, energy leaks. This is why nothing has happened yet, even though time has passed. When energy is bold, this inner courtroom does not exist. There is no doer standing apart from the act, watching himself act, judging the act, measuring the result. There is only movement. The idea of taking action already implies separation. I am here. Action is there. Let me go pick it up. That distance is division. The undivided man does not take action, he becomes it, just as the heart does not decide to beat and the lungs do not motivate themselves to breathe. They move because that is their nature. For him, Action is not a heroic step forward. It is not courage. It is not discipline. It is not self improvement. It is the natural discharge of aligned energy. When there is no internal resistance, movement requires no push. Water flows when there is no dam. Fire burns when there is no obstruction. Life moves when there is no psychological friction. This is why action for the undivided man feels quiet, almost unnoticeable. He does not announce it, he does not feel proud of it, he does not build an identity around it. It simply happens. And because it happens without strain, it can happen repeatedly, consistently, without burnout. What looks like discipline from the outside is actually the absence of inner conflict. Understand this clearly. Effort is not strength. Effort is compensation. It is compensation for division. Remove the split between who you are and who you think you should be, between the present and an imagined future, between action and outcome. And action will stop feeling like a burden. It will feel like breathing. So, when a man is one, life moves through him without resistance. Action does not wait for confidence. It does not need permission. It does not announce itself. It happens. If action feels heavy, do not blame laziness, fear, or lack of discipline. Those are symptoms, not causes. Look for the split. When there is inner argument, there will be delay. Where there is delay, there will be exhaustion before movement. Heal the division and effort disappears. Action will no longer feel like a step you must take. It will feel like something that was already happening.